What up, tubers? It's your old pal Jackhammer Mike here with another lame video. Just kidding, I'm not Jackhammer Mike. Welcome to the contingency plan. Today is September 11th, so I'm wearing my shirt, Never Forget, in commemoration of the largest satanic ritual ever held on American soil. So, never forget. Oh, eye candy. Apparently, Jackhammer Mike said that each video has to contain some eye candy. So, today, Taurus PT111 G2. This is my everyday carry. And today's everyday, so I'm carrying. The only reason I am doing this video, mainly I didn't want to do a live stream because I don't know, I just didn't want to deal with all the chat nonsense with all the stuff going by and having to try and follow it. Just not feeling it. But I was going to give a heads up that this weekend we are going out to the desert to shoot our pow-pow guns. I believe this Saturday we're going out to the desert. I have 2 scopes to zero in, and Mike has 1. So I don't think we're going to be doing a all-nighter or even a night walk. I'm going to push for a night walk. I don't think that's the plan going, but I'm going to do my best to finagle a night walk out of the deal. I don't think I can go out to that spot and not walk around at night. So I don't know, maybe I'll just do everything super slow so that oh look, it's dark. We should probably walk around for a while. So yeah, there'll be video coming of us zeroing in rifles and hopefully a night walk in the desert, because those are cool. Speaking of the largest satanic ritual ever held on American soil, I was, what's it been, 17 years since that happened. It never did really sit right with me. Even the day it was happening, I remember where I was. I remember how I found out. I actually woke up, my alarm clock woke me up, and at the time, I had, the radio would wake me up, and it was the Howard Stern show was what was always on when I woke up. And I'm not really a waker-upper or a morning person per se, so I kind of had this foggy recollection of something different about the Howard Stern show, just like the way they were talking and just like the way they sounded, their voices, and a few keywords I was hearing, but I just didn't really take it in. I got up, got ready to go to work. I don't remember the drive to work. If I must have just like listened to music or just had silence. Got to work, and then still didn't really know what was going on. And then I worked in IT for Hewlett Packard at the time. So when I got to my desk and turned on my internets, that's when I realized that this nonsense was taking place, and from that point on I sort of followed it like the rest of you, and it just didn't, like, none of it made sense to me. Like, I wasn't buying it pretty much from the start. It just, something didn't add up, and 17 years later, I think we pretty much all know it was complete nonsense. There's just, and that's kind of the point of the reality breakdown that I notice. I believe that there is a divine law. I don't know if God put it in place or if it was there before. I don't know, but there's too much evidence of the satanic cabal that runs this world telling us ahead of time what they're going to do for me not to believe that there is a, as I said, divine law that states that you have to put it out there. ahead of time. And my take on it is that by not noticing basically what we're being told, or uh, standing up against it, it's basically we're giving our consent that it's okay for it to take place. I know that sounds a little goofy, because when you look back now and you see all the 9/11 stuff in different movies and cartoon TV shows or whatever, all these 9/11 clues that were, you wouldn't have known that. I mean, you wouldn't have picked up on it. In hindsight, it's easy to pick up on it. So it's sort of like a catch-22, where they have to put it out there, but they know you're not going to catch it. But by not catching it, you're sort of giving your consent for it to proceed. But the thing about an event like that is, before you would pull off some nonsense on a worldwide scale, you would make sure you had all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. It would be flawless. I mean, you would have this ritual down to an exact science. You wouldn't make 24 mistakes that, in hindsight you can go back and say, well, that doesn't make sense, and that's like defies the laws of physics. They would have that stuff nailed. Okay, the fact that they don't tells me that those mistakes were on purpose, which means they weren't mistakes. So I don't know if that's part of the divine law as well. Like, you have to basically tell ahead of time, and then when you carry out the event, because you can look back on every ritual they've carried out, and they're just full of glaring mistakes. So I think not only do you have to put it out ahead of time, but you have to also put clues into the ritual itself. At that point, after the fact, when you put the clues in, after the fact, those who don't see it, they are giving their consent. They're saying it's okay for you to do these things because you're showing us that it's fake, and we don't see it, or we choose not to, or it conflicts with our worldview, so we're just not going to go there. That's consent. So I don't know how I got off on I got off on this tangent because never forget, let's roll all that made up nonsense. Cell phone calls made from 35,000 feet at 500 miles an hour. I mean, come on. If you don't see it, then you're giving your consent. So, I don't know. There's another one coming. I think we're all aware of that. Nothing we can do about it. After the fact, we'll look back at all these TV shows and movies and say, oh, look, there's the hint they gave us. There's all the clues, but we didn't see it because we didn't know what it was in relationship to. But, yeah, there'll be another one because it's about time for another ritual. So once again, we will be going out to the desert Saturday for target shooting, zeroing in scopes. And don't tell Mike this, but I'm going to drag ass so that we have to stay out there and do a night walk. Yeah. Yep. Peace!